Alright, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to, well, I guess not welcome back, but welcome to like a new series that I'm going to be doing. I've had this idea for a long time, and I figured, hey, why not? Let's just tackle this and see where it goes. So basically what's going to happen within this series is, I asked my viewers to send me some of their stories. It could be, traumatic, it could be just funny, it could be whatever. And we're kind of just gonna commentate over them with some chill, gameplay in the background. I'm thinking this is definitely gonna be a good way to, let people just release steam, let people just share, and, just have a good time. Obviously, it's going to be anonymous unless they specify otherwise, so I'm not, trying to call people out or anything, so don't worry. If you guys do enjoy this, though, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe, so you guys, also I know that you guys want to see some more. And without further ado, let's hop in. When I was 8, I was always prone to nightmares and seeing things in the dark, like most 8-year-olds. So no one ever really believed me when I said I saw someone or something at night. My family would always just chalk it up as my imagination. But one night, when my 12-year-old aunt and 15-year-old uncle were babysitting me, my 9-year-old older sister and my 5-year-old younger sister, something happened that would make my family start taking me more seriously. That day, we played Wii Sports all day. When it came to 9 p.m., my aunt and uncle sent me and my siblings to bed, and they continued to play Wii Sports. At around 11 p.m., I woke up from a nightmare and couldn't go back to sleep. I sat in my bed for a while, staring at the ceiling, till out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone/something walking around in the backyard through my window, which didn't have any blinds at the time. I got super scared, and without looking out the window again to check if there was even someone or something there, I ran to my aunt and uncle and told them I saw someone outside. Of course, they didn't believe me and told me just to go back to bed. I refused to go back to bed and sat on the floor watching them play Wii Sports till around 12:40 a.m., where there was a bang on the back door. My aunt and uncle looked at each other and paused for a moment, as if they were silently asking each other if they both heard that. Then they looked at me and I was just curled up on the floor, terrified, when there was another bang on my back door. My uncle and aunt then started whispering to each other, and then my aunt came to cover me while my uncle went to go check what caused those bangs on the back door. He went to the kitchen where the back door was located and peeked out of a window into the backyard and saw some guy at the back door. He then ran back to me and my aunt and told us to go get my siblings and hide in the bathroom, only room with a lock on the door in my house at the time, while he called 911. Me and my aunt listened to him and got my siblings and hid in the bathroom. My uncle called 911, and after 5 or so minutes, the guy started pounding on the back door incessantly. We were all terrified, and my uncle decided to go hide in one of the bedroom closets and call my grandparents. After some time, the police got here, and my uncle let them in the house, and they went to the backyard, arrested the guy who was in the backyard. And then my grandparents showed up and stayed with us till my parents got back in the morning. A few days later, we learned the guy who was in the backyard that night was our neighbor, who was high out of his mind. After that, I had even more issues sleeping than before, but my family started to take me more seriously when I saw things at night. I gotta say, that's a pretty radical story, I feel like that's, I don't know, I could so see that just being like the plot of like a movie, the younger daughter or, just like the youngest sibling knows what's happening and they see something but no one believes them because they're just so young. So then it just gets way worse than it has to be. I definitely see that being the plot of a movie. So maybe you should start your own movie. That is kind of crazy though. I'm glad everything worked out. It was smart that he told you guys to go hide in the bathroom. It was just a really chill evening while my parents were out of town, and I found their stash of sweets. At the time, not knowing that they contained marijuana, I foolishly ate all the brownies. There were about 10, and I went about my day for a good 30 minutes until it hit, and it hit hard. I remember sitting down to watch TV, and I couldn't because my body was just unbelievably sore. Then I got hungry, and since my parents were gone and weren't allowing me to cook on the stove, and I ran out of microwave food, I decided it would be a good idea to go out in public. Our neighborhood is huge, and the nearest store is about 30 minutes away on bike, and I didn't know the way to it, so I get down a bike and start to ride. Still in pain, but I was too hungry to care at that point. It takes me a good hour to navigate to the supermarket on my bike, but I was so high that I forgot to bring money. So I'm about 15 minutes into shopping, then I realized that I forgot my wallet, which was a predicament and a half. Therefore, I decided to steal a bag of chips and soda while I was getting chased all the way to my bike. I started riding when I looked down and see one of the tires was flat. I decided to push the bike up the hill back to my house, but I got lost. It was around 10 p.m. Therefore, I walk outside looking for my house until around 3 a.m. until I stop being an idiot and check my phone map, check to see that I passed my house. I get home and decide to go to bed. I woke up the next morning still high. I later found out that I had eaten about 600 milligrams of marijuana in those brownies, making each one around 60 milligrams, a very reasonable amount. But I ate them all, resulting in a horrific story that I barely remember. I think that's kind of funny though. The fact that they didn't even like mark it that like, hey, don't touch these, you know? Like, listen, if I see brownies in my house, I'm absolutely gonna eat them. I'm hungry. It's food. Like, I'm sure as hell gonna take them. So, you know, I definitely think they should have probably, you know, at least said something. That's kind of funny though. This one time I was at college and I had to sit there for about 4 hours since my parents can't get a car for me. Therefore, I had to come in early. Even though my friend offered me to bring me in later, for some reason I said no, but I later said yes when I didn't want to wait. So in the one time I had to wait for my class, which by the way starts at 12, and I got there at 7. There's a chair that didn't have a spring broken in it, so I snagged it and started playing Pokemon Go, and took the gym to assert what little dominance I did have. In this time I was sitting there, some person sat outside, granted it was very nice out, and proceeded to sit there like a chicken. Yes, he's sitting like a chicken. Someone who looks like he's about to lay the absolute massivest of the dookies in the world. And for about 2 hours, he sits there like that in the sun. Eventually, he uses his backpack as a pillow and would occasionally just stare at people awkwardly. But hey, who am I to judge? Then, my good friend Expiry, follow at twitch.tv/Expiry, and, you know, definitely subscribe to the YouTube and like, proceeds to throw his goddamn backpack at me, and I gained consciousness for the first time in 3 years. Moral of the story, judge people in your heads, no one can stop you. If you're bold enough, you can even say it out loud. So I just gotta say, I think this is absolutely hysterical. Because I guess you could, you know, take a quick little from my point of view. I pull up to him because I didn't start for another like half an hour. And I chuck my bag at him and he stares at me. He's like, bro, there's someone sitting like a chicken. So I stand up and little did I know, there's some, they look tiny. It's just some tiny person just sitting there in chicken. I don't know how else to word it. It looks like he's about to take the biggest dookie of his life. So it was very funny. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm really trying to start to switch up the content a little bit, you know, because I've been posting a lot of just commentaries, and that's not really entertaining. It's only entertaining for so long. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, make sure you hit that like button and comment down below. If you want to submit your own story, I'm gonna have the link to the submissions in the description, so that'll be your opportunity to go in and submit your own story. I read it word for word, so just make sure that it's legible. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Wahoo!